Right now, we're looking forward to some time with Drew Blazsik, a little something we call Faith and Finance. Good morning. Good morning, Drew.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty cold outside.
It is cold.
A little bit, yeah. It's chilly.
Yes. And was that cold and credit cards?
Yeah, they're good for scraping the ice off your windshield if you have no scraper.
That's pretty
I've
much
done it in my.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it in your life?
I have done it.
Credit
Yeah.
card?
Yeah. But it's a good skill to have.
Yeah. Good use of them.
But
Oh, my. So, yeah, a lot happening in the world of finance, obviously.
yeah. So we talked about credit card capping at 10% for a year.
Yeah.
That's what they talked about last year. We talked about the danger that is. It could be that people with we're saying credit is bad. Typically, you don't want to use it for materialism, right?
Right.
But some people need emergency. So one thing I didn't mention last week, one thing it could push people into is BLPL. Buy now, BNPL.
yeah.
BNPL, let's forget those.
Okay, gotcha.
Buy now, pay later.
Yeah.
You guys remember that with?
Yeah.
So when you guys go to Amazon or any online stuff, they always try to say, hey, once you buy now, pay later. They are exempted from the credit. They're not credit cards.
Oh, right.
And what they are, it's 4 payments to pay it off. And if you don't pay it off within those 4 payments, then it's a massive interest rate.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
And so you have the first payment due today, how it works,
Yeah.
and then you got 3 extra payments afterwards.
Wow.
And but you got to think about the psychology behind that. Is that why would you need something that you can't pay for today, but you're going to pay for within 3 weeks?
And then assuming you're going to have those dollars in 3 weeks that aren't going to be needed 3 weeks from now.
And what kind of investment could you use for 3 weeks to make a profit? And I just think it's a bad idea. And I think it gets people, because again, you're looking at it good and you're saying, okay, materialism, I need this right now. This looks like a good idea. Maybe you need you're not going to get a paycheck, or maybe you got the lottery you won in 3 weeks. I don't know. But I just think it's a really bad idea in that regard. Now, if you got like no interest on a car, let's say you saved up $30,000.
Yeah, right.
You got no interest in a car.
Right.
It makes sense.
Right.
Use that, and then you could use your money and then in some productive aspect.
Or even just sitting that money in the bank and letting it earn a little bit of interest we get now. I mean, you would at least be that far ahead, right?
But 3 weeks.
As long as it's zero interest.
3 weeks, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And people, again, I forgot the numbers on it. A majority of people don't pay it off within that 3 weeks. They fall into that trap.
Which is what they bank on, right?
That's what they bank on. And then it's a massive, it's just like a credit card trick in a way. And that's one thing that they're warning. It could push people into that. Those people. But we need to get away from, we do absolutely need to get away from those small little credit.
But here, I mean, in this, because I want to talk about the document that President Trump just signed regarding housing. But I want to say this very, very quickly. It's very, very difficult to discipline yourself in that way. From an individual family perspective, when we live in a country that is so completely out of control with its own debt, using our tax dollars.
You know what? I think I mentioned this last week. You said disciplined. If you think about, like, we want something before we work for it. I mean, that's what debt is. But think about that's everything, every pleasure we want. That's why contraception is so massive in this country, is because we want the pleasure before the actual work.
Right.
But that's with everything. So like the one Pope Innocent, he said that's why all sins follow usury.
Yeah.
That if you get into this mindset, we always want the pleasure, but we don't want the work involved with it. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. This was a couple days ago. It says Donald.
Is this an article that you wrote for them, or?
Oh, I wish.
No, not the one you wrote.
Not yet.
Yeah, next year.
I sent him a couple. So Donald Trump issued an executive order aimed at banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes, targeting what he calls Wall Street ownership of neighborhoods.
Is this real? Do we have evidence that this is happening, and that's why this is a preventative?
So Trump has mentioned in that it does need to go to this won't kick in right away.
Right.
What I read from the Wall Street Journal, they said about 2 to 3% of homes are owned by large institutions.
2 to 3%. That's not. I mean, that's a decent.
That's a
percentage,
decent.
Yeah.
But so you got to think in this perspective. Why are prices going up so much? It's a supply issue.
Yeah.
And if institutions if they think that the price is going up, that is what they do. It's always speculation. They're going to purchase the homes in order to sell it into the future. But that's just going to drive up prices even more.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to view homes like, I know it's an investment, but home is where you live. It's where your kids remember you, where you're going to live by. And I think that needs to be something that's got to be affordable based on wages.
Right.
And we need the average wage to have a home that you can actually have a family instead of pushing it out. But that's what a debt society does. Always pushes it out, and that's why declining population always happens in a debt society.
Absolutely. And I mean, there are signs everywhere. We buy houses, and you get texts and phone calls all the time. Are you interested in selling your home there? And you don't know where that's coming from.
No. And we don't know. A lot of times it could be just real estate agents just trying to make a profit, sell for cheaper to make you think, oh, if you're not thinking about selling, you can sell it for this price. You might be a little surprised because home prices, I mean, man, they have shot up. I mean, we bought our home in 2019 and it's went up dramatically over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
And if that sustains itself, it's. I mean, in some ways, it's a good thing, right? If you're going to sell it, you have to go buy another one where the home prices have also been sustained. But you would think at some point, at least if you follow the natural progression of things, there's a correction somewhere.
Got to crash sometime.
Yeah.
It's gonna. Yeah. I mean, you always say that, but I mean, it's gonna go up, but it's gonna correct sometime. But that could be 20 years.
Yeah. Right.
We just don't know when it's gonna be. So. A couple things about it. Federally owned homes may no longer be sold to large institutions. The executive order does not immediately implement the ban. Instead, it calls for a legislative proposal.
Oh, my goodness.
So I don't know how – that's what I was saying. I don't know how much power behind the executive order, or is it more of a signal just saying I'm for this?
This is like a bite from my chihuahua that has no teeth. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous.
This is reported in the Wall Street Journal.
It makes sense. I like the concept, but if it doesn't ever move to the point where it actually is a law that can be upheld, And
my pessimism, behind this, I don't know how, if he's going to call for Congress to pass that, are they going to ban large institutions from making money? I just don't put a lot of hope behind Congress because how much large global companies are behind a lot of these politicians. Yeah. They always vote, they always vote for the better interests, it seems like, for that. And we talk about there's two different kind of economic we go that when you study economics, communism they say, or this unfeathered like capitalism, but there's really a Catholic perspective is how do you better assets? How do you better productive assets for families? And that's a Catholic perspective. And it's not the interests of institutions, and it's not the interests of global companies.
Yeah.
Would they vote for that? Hopefully they would.
Yeah.
But a couple other key points about it. Here's some key terms remain undefined. Large institutional investors in single-family home must be clarified within 30 days by the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. So that must be clarified. What does that mean? Also, the debate is, what about someone who, we have a lot of friends like this, people like this, that own 10 properties.
Yeah.
Is that going to be banned? Is it going to be limited?
Who's this going to cover?
But I guarantee if it did, the price of homes would drop.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm losing equity."
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna be, it could be a painful situation.
Look, and I just want to say this: I take umbrage with the idea that the politicians are owing to the corporations. They're making $175,000 a year in D.C. and they're all becoming millionaires while doing that. And I don't know how you tie that to corporations.
And politicians are the best investors. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Some reason that Nancy Pelosi
seem to know what's going on.
Yeah. She knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Give her a lot of credit there.
Yeah.
Oh, credit. I love it.
Credit.
Blazsik, always an enlightening experience. And we learned so much during this segment. So glad you're here every Friday.
Hey, thank you.
You brought the boys with you. Looking good today. Are these bodyguards or what? Are you?
Just in case.
He's a little fearful.
Yeah.
Those credit card companies are coming after him. Quit talking about us.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Have a great day.